morning, champions. Happy Monday morning, coming to you live from the 5 a.m. club, where we get up early and we conquer our morning to own our day. TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. Thank God we get another chance to accomplish our goals and our dreams. And we woke up, right? And that's a blessing in and of itself. And so as you wake up on this Monday, I think it's always important on a Monday. It certainly helps me to review the previous week. I usually do that Sunday. Review the previous week, look at my wins, look at my losses, and look at things that I can improve upon, right? So if we're not constantly trying to improve in life, and I'm talking about work, I'm talking about family, right? How can I be a better dad? Mental and physical health, my diet, my exercising, my relationships spiritually, all that stuff. But I always try and take time on Sunday to review the previous week and look at what I can do better. And so obviously, as it pertains specifically to work and what we do here at SLS, then you've got to go back and look at, what was my activity? And when we truly look at the activity, I think it helps. That goes for anything in life, because our brain will convince us that more often than not convince us that we did more than we really did, and that goes for anything that we do. And so whenever I do activity breakdown for agents, you can go on SLS Connects and look at it. It will tell you what time you made your first dial every day, but then it shows every dial time. And so you can see where the breaks are. You can see where the time that you consider mentally working, but maybe you were, on Google or social media, or, taking a longer bathroom break than you thought you did. But then you can break it out, right? And so what is helpful is then you're able to see how much time you actually spent in income-making activities, right? And income-making activities are specifically either answering the phone or dialing out on the phone. Those are the only two income-making activities that you can do, is attempting to get someone on the phone or being on the phone. And so when you break that down, then you can see, I spent X amount of hours prospecting, I spent X amount of hours talking, right? Talk time hours we already see, but how much time did it take you to get those talk time hours? And then you can break that down, right? And you can see where you need to improve. And I'm constantly trying to improve. And so on this Monday, many of you all had fantastic weeks last week. Many of you all put the activity in, but there's always ways for all of us to improve. And so on this Monday, that's my main message, especially as we get closer and closer to, the holidays here and New Year's and all that stuff. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things going on. People are busy, all that stuff. And so it's how can I be as efficient with my time as possible to make my time as productive as possible, to make sure that my income does not suffer, to make sure that I finish the year how I want to finish the year, which can obviously help with momentum going into the New Year's and New Year's resolutions and all those things. And so if you didn't take the time to do it yesterday and you're up early this morning, you can do that so that you can be in the right headspace to say, okay, here's what I did activity-wise last week. Here's what I want to improve on. Here's what I want to do this week. And then make those adjustments, right? And so when we talk about aspiring to be better, that's what we're talking about. How can I improve? How can I get better? How can I get more efficient? How can I, as Rory says, squeeze the fat out of the day and make things better? So with that being said, let's aspire to be better today than we were yesterday. Let's do it every single day. You guys will be amazed at where you end up if we just try and get better every single day. And then don't forget, national call, 10:45, to be there early, have a chance to talk to Rory. 8 a.m., we kick it off, and then we stay in the VCC, get on the phones, and have a fast start Monday. And that creates momentum for the week. So I'll see everybody in the national call soon. I'm out. Woo!